Caves.
So, this game, this game is, I will say this, significantly more playable and functional than the Game Boy Color version of Donkey Kong Country was.
That's because the Game Boy Color version was broken.
The Game Boy Color version was only mostly... It was not as broken as some of the Donkey Kong Land games.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, the physics were just not correct in that. But this one, like, for the most part, it's good. It's fine.
It's fine. Great.
There's a few moments where it's still an issue, like the size of the Game Boy Advance screen is still not conducive to their level design that they didn't really change.
Mm-hmm.
But like, for the most part, it did feel a lot more like playing the SNES version than the Game Boy Color version did. So it was okay. It was okay. Up until I got to the second round, and I'll talk about that later.
Of course there's a second round.
So...
You have to play the game even more times while you're playing the game for the third time.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said this before. At the time, it's entirely reasonable for them to re-release an old game on a new console with new features as a way to give people a chance to play the game if they never had the original console, if they just missed out on that generation or just never had the game at the time. Because, you know, in 2003, we didn't have the virtual console with this enormous backlog of games that you could just download.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they hadn't perfected downloadable game technology. They'd only started working on it in... You know, they had some amount of DLC with the Game Boy Color and your mobile phone. But that doesn't amount to being able to just download any game at any time. And there you see I got a photo for killing 3 Slippas with 1 roll attack.
Oh.
That's one of the things that you can get for the photos. Different things like that.
On the topic of downloadable content for games, we don't want to talk about the Dreamcast.
Let's not talk about the Dreamcast. That is extremely outside the scope of this series.
That'll make us sad, really.
So anyway, yeah, they don't have the ability in 2003. You couldn't just release a game on a digital platform to be available for download. So old games, you know, if you wanted to play an old game, you either needed to have access to a console that has not been supported on the market for a decade or more, or you need to hope that they do a re-release, a remake of the game. So that's what these games are for. It's to give people a chance. Also, hey, there's a warp zone. Look at the warp zone. It's the warp zone.
Why is this new?
This is new, yeah. Like, the concept of warp barrels is not new, but the warp zone, that's new.
Okay.
At least I don't think the concept of warp barrels is new.
I'm pretty sure there were warp barrels before.
Yeah, and of course I had to go back in here after doing the warp, because then I remembered, oh right, we need to collect the Kong letters in this version of the game. And I can't just skip the goddamn stage.
And any photos
and yeah, there's no, I don't think there's any photos in this stage to just find collecting out in the world.
There might be bonus.
It's the Kong letters.
Staged things.
There aren't bonus stages in this because it's an underwater level. None of the underwater levels have bonus zones.
Huh.
Like, that was just the thing for Donkey Kong Country, the original Donkey Kong Country. The underwater stages just did not have bonus zones.
Huh.
I'm guessing something to do with the fact that you're swimming, like maybe putting the thing in swimming mode made implementing bonus stages weird. I don't know. Rare was bad at programming in a lot of ways.
Was?
I don't actually know much about how Rare does these days. Like, I know some of Rare's other games have been honestly fine. We were actually just talking about this the other day of, you know, it's weird to consider Rare's other games that are actually good when comparing them to all of the Donkey Kong games that are so terrible. And here I realized that I missed the O and I was very sad. And had to go back for it. But anyway.
There's no timer in this game.
Yeah, there's no timers, because they didn't want to restrict your ability to spend forever in a stage and memorize it and learn it and things.
For some reason.
Anyway, yeah, it's very weird to think of Rare's other games. Things like Perfect Dark. That was a really good game for a console shooter on the N64. It was really freaking good. Blast Corps was really good. Some of the stuff they did afterwards with Microsoft, Viva Pinata, that's a lot of fun. But then just like the Donkey Kong games, they're just trash. They are so bad in so many ways. Anyway, here's Funky's fishing. So he's still got the jumbo jet barrel thing there that you can use, but he's also got his fishing game that you can play.
The rad barrels.
Yeah.
They're way cool.
So yeah, this is how you go back to the main island map, which is still kind of a weird thing to have in there, because when you load a saved game, you're on the main island map. Anyway, yeah, the other barrel will take you to its most excellent fishing spots. So you can go to the fishing. Let's go fishing. And he's got a challenge for us to beat with the fishing, and he'll reward us if we beat his challenge.
With wicked items.
Wicked items. So you are riding on guard and fishing, and you need to fish with the button.
Uh-huh.
And he's explaining it. He doesn't explain it terribly well. But we'll see it. Your
20
challenge is
redfish!
to catch 20 redfish. So, that's the challenge. You gotta be careful, because you don't want to hook any of the not redfish, because that's bad. So here, you got is Diddy in the boat, and Donkey's on guard, and you move left or right to move Donkey on guard, and your hook will slowly sink in the water, and you can press down on the control pad to make it sink faster. And when you push A, you pull the hook back up, and it grabs any fish that it passes through on the way back up. And you need to maneuver it so that it drops the fish into the boat with Diddy. Because if they drop it back into the ocean, they don't count as being caught. Diddy will kind of follow you with the boat, but you don't control Diddy directly. You've got that timer up on the top, and you can see there it's counting how many of the red fish you got. If you catch any not red fish, it will reduce your timer, because that's not what you're supposed to be getting. Like there, you see I caught a blue fish among there, so it cost me some time. And so I hit the 20. It still runs out the timer the whole way, because you can get a high score as well, it tracks. Oh, you did. And you can grab multiple fish at once to get combo stuff, but that's not really a thing in the challenge version.
A K combo.
Yep.
Because we're K clever.
So we got the thing, and here's our reward. Here's
What is
our
your
reward for completing the
reward?
challenge. We got a picture and 2 lives. You could go back and do it again and get some more lives.